Hello and welcome back to Phoenix Point for XCOM fans. In this series of short videos, we go through some of the mechanical differences between Phoenix Point and the Firaxis XCOM series. If you missed our last video on the realistic ballistic system, you can go and watch that by clicking on the card in the top right hand corner of the screen now. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the inventory system. If you're familiar with the inventory system in XCOM, you will know that you are only able to take a limited amount of items based on your class and your equipment. Usually a couple of grenades and a piece of armor or one other piece of equipment, and this can be expanded slightly upon by taking various class-based abilities. Phoenix Point, on the other hand, has a more comprehensive inventory system that allows you to take multiple different items regardless of class or skill. Let us start by clicking on the Personnel tab on the Geoscape, and from there we will go on to the Equipment tab. On the left hand side we can see the inventory for our currently selected soldier up at the top, and down at the bottom we can see the items we currently have in storage. The particular soldier we have selected right now is a dual class soldier who has traits from both the heavy and the sniper class. If we look in the bottom left corner we can see all of the items we currently have in our stores at the base. Below that, it tells us how much storage space this is using, currently 89 of 200, and you can increase that storage space by building more storage facilities on the base itself. We have class filters down on the left hand side, so we can turn that on, and in this instance it will show us items usable by the heavy and the sniper, because those are both classes that are assigned to this particular soldier. And we can also switch between just showing us equipment, just showing us armor, and just showing us mounts. Any item that we currently have in base storage, we can quickly drag over here to the right hand side of the storage, and we can either drag it onto the bottom here to scrap it, which will give us some resources back, or we can drag it onto the upper slot, which will manufacture a new copy of it if we have the resources and if we have a manufacturing facility on the base. Every soldier has an encumbrance limit, which is just below their inventory. You can go over this limit if you load them up, but going over your encumbrance limit will reduce your movement on the battlefield, so it is not recommended. You can increase your encumbrance limit by increasing the soldier's strength using skill points on the training screen. We can increase our strength, and that will increase our encumbrance limit. Now we can carry a weight of 24 as opposed to the 22 previously. Each soldier has 6 body slots, and this is essentially storage about the soldier's person, concealed within their armor, in pockets and storage pouches. Each soldier also has 3 ready items. These are the items to hand that the soldier can switch between for 0 action point cost on the tactical battles. 3 armor slots for the head, torso and leg armor, and then 3 mount slots, 1 for each piece of armor for various pieces of additional equipment. For example, with the heavy and the heavy body armor, you can have a mounted rocket launcher which can be attached. In Phoenix Point, all soldiers have a finite amount of ammo. This means you will need to take additional reloads along with you. If you have a weapon or an item with consumable charges on the ready slot or in the mounted slot, clicking the plus ammo button will automatically take 1 magazine or reload for that weapon from stores and put it into your inventory. If you don't have any of that particular item or ammunition in store, but you have the materials to make it and it is researched, clicking the plus ammo button will automatically manufacture one and place that in the inventory too. This also works for any item that has consumable charges such as medkits and even with grenades. Most items in Phoenix Point, including weapons, are not class specific. That means that, for example, we could take a sniper rifle and actually give that to our assault soldier. We can use the ammo plus button to give us some ammunition, and now we have a sniper rifle given to an assault. Do keep in mind that if the particular soldier doesn't have the required weapon proficiency to use the weapon that you've given them, they do have the chance to fumble the shot on the tactical battles, which essentially means that they won't be able to fire and it will be a wasted action. Soldiers can gain proficiency in weapons that they don't usually have access to by selecting the appropriate skill under the training section. For example, we can give sniper rifle proficiency to this assault here. While having the correct weapon proficiency does eliminate the risk of fumbling, it is not required in order to use a weapon from a different class. Armour can also be switched out from this screen. For example, we could go and replace some of the armour on our heavy. Armour is one of the few pieces of equipment that does have class restriction. Because of the ability to freely assign any weapons, items and equipment to any soldier, it is possible to have one soldier carry equipment for someone else. For example, here we have our heavy using the Hell 2 cannon, and we have a Hell 2 cannon magazine, but our heavy soldier is quite close to his encumbrance limit. What we could do is switch over to our sniper and actually have our sniper carry a spare reload for the heavy. They can swap these items between them during the tactical battles. And here we are in a tactical battle. Each soldier has the ability to access their inventory during battle, and that can be done by hitting the little backpack icon or pressing I on the action bar at the bottom of the screen. With that selected, we can now see the 6 body slots and the 3 ready items of the currently selected soldier, along with any items that are on the ground. Items on the ground include those both directly under the feet of the currently selected soldier, along with the adjacent tiles to the one on which they're standing. You can pick items up from the ground that have been dropped by other soldiers. You can also pick up items from the ground that have been dropped by dead allies and dead enemies. There are some things that have a free action, such as, for example, dropping an item on the ground has no cost. As you can see here at the bottom, it doesn't actually update the action cost. If we were to pick something up off the ground, though, that would incur an action cost. But let's go ahead and do that and pick up the grenade that we were standing next to. A soldier can access their inventory at any time with no action point cost. This means that you can constantly go into a soldier's inventory if you wish to check what they are carrying. The only time action costs are ever used is if you move something around within the inventory. As we can see here at the bottom, there is currently no action point cost because we haven't moved anything around. If we go back into the inventory and move this grenade from our body slot and replace the medkit in our quick slot, this will cost us 25% of our actions. We now see we have 2 grenades on the quick access bar and no longer have the medikit, and we can swap between these items without any cost during the tactical battle. Moving down to our sniper here, and with him selected, if we go ahead and hit our inventory, we can see that as we are actually standing next to our assault soldier, we can also see the assault soldier's inventory. This means that we can actually not only adjust things in our own inventory, but we can also swap something around in our allies. Now, this has a couple of different uses. First of all, we may have a piece of ammunition or something useful that we want to give to one of our own soldiers, so we can go and just drop it in their bag. Or we can go ahead and take our weapon and we could put it in their ready slot. Performing these actions has a cost to the currently selected soldier, not to the soldier receiving the items. This also allows us to do things such as move things around in somebody else's inventory. So for example, we may have a soldier who doesn't have any action points left, but we can stand next to them with a different soldier and actually go and take something from their inventory and place it in their ready slot for them. If we now go ahead and select this assault soldier and check in his inventory, we can see that we also have access to the inventory of the sniper, as we did before, but we also have the ability to switch between the inventory of our other assault. This is the one that we gave the sniper rifle on the geoscape. So you have this list on the right hand side of all of the adjacent soldiers. It's only in the 4 cardinal directions, it doesn't include diagonals. That is why we can't see the inventory for the heavy here, but we are able to switch between the inventories of all adjacent soldiers. Accessing the inventory also allows you to claim things on the battlefield, such as crates. So with our soldier next to this crate here, if we go and open the inventory, we can actually see that there is a virophage kit in this crate, and we can pick that up, put it in our body slot, and that will cost us 25% of our action points. So as you can see, the inventory system in Phoenix Point is both very versatile, but also easy to use and understand. It offers a great many tactical advantages and synergies by being able to take any combination of different items and equipment on any of your soldiers. We really hope that you found the information in this video useful. We'll be back soon with another video, but until then, thanks very much for watching and we'll see you next time.